What's up with it, man? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content, okay? Look here, man. We got to talk about something, all right? Last night, the Jazz defeated my Sixers, man, 118 to 96. And it goes with saying, we start out strong and we somehow tend to lose our momentum, especially in the second half. Okay, listen, I've gotten on the guard play in the past, but I can't do it. I can't do that. I can't do it anymore. Okay, I'm not going to do it anymore, and I got to hold Joel Embiid accountable. He's not playing. He's not playing. He's been a roller coaster the whole season. Now I know that Joel Embiid has, he's missed a few games and everything. But listen, I'm going to tell you like this: that that really doesn't really concern me, especially when you're a superstar, right? Now he has not played well. Okay, Joel Embiid, and I'm gonna get to Rudy Gobert in just a second. Joel Embiid has played horrible, and he's played horrible against mediocre teams, right? Uh, when he played against Orlando, he was 4-16, okay, and only had 16 points. Or he had 13 rebounds, but that's still unproductive. Then on top of that, he came back the very next day, very next game, and he was 3 of 17 and only had 13 points. Now he did have 18 rebounds, but his points are not that impactful. Okay, they're not that impactful. And on top of that, this is what has dropped from Embiid the most. Okay, his scoring has dropped from 28 to 24, and the biggest thing, he was a 51% field goal shooter, right? Hey, he's went down to 44. And to Joel Embiid standards, that's not good because overall, for a career total, he's 48.4% field goal all time. Okay, listen, nobody told you to jump back in the. Listen, if you're gonna jump back into the ocean and you're gonna swim with the sharks, I don't want to hear no excuses. Your play has not been good, and the guard play has been better. Guys like Maxey, guys like uh, Seth Curry have been holding your ass down. Okay, so for me to sit up here, Harris has been doing his part. Like the last couple games, he's been inconsistent too. Danny Green hasn't played that well. Danny Green has been struggling, but on the defensive end, I'll give Danny Green credit. However, our guard play for the most part has been carrying Embiid. And it goes with saying, okay, just like you had to give Ben Simmons the smoke, Joel Embiid, you got to get the smoke, man. I made excuses for you, with the bum knee, with the slightly torn meniscus that you had that you played through and everything, which was admirable for you to play. But at the same token, you still messed up and you still had some games where you lack consistency. And it's happened in this season. Now, let me get to Rudy Gobert. Okay. Rudy Gobert has been a monster this whole entire season. You say what you want to say, and I think he's making it a mission to prove to people that last year, okay, yes, I was I was the defensive player of the year, but I got exposed earlier in the season. And listen, let me say something else too about Rudy Gobert getting exposed. Okay, I gotta give a shout out to the homie Goat Mike. Okay, if you haven't subbed to Goat Mike channel, go sub to his channel. All right, Goat Mike said something that was very very key. All right. And I remember we were debating back and forth, and I told Go Mike that Rudy Gobert had got exposed again in the playoffs. But he made a point. He made a point that Rudy Gobert had got exposed in a lot of those games before that. So they were able to key in on that, and they were able to establish, okay, hey, look, we know that this guy, if we pull him out on the perimeter, he's going to be a liability, and he's not going to be as well as he is on the interior. So I got to give him credit to that. And the thing about it is that now he's made it a point to say, hey, look, last year was last year. I think him going to the Olympics and him playing and everything with the Frenchmen and everything. I think he's on a mission. Last night, Rudy Gobert flat out outplayed Embiid with the combination of Hassan Whiteside. Both of those guys. Rudy Gobert had 17 and 21. 17 points and 21 rebounds, okay? And I know some people are going to be like, well, yeah, Joel Embiid, he had 19 points. Look, you could have 19 points, but you had 9 rebounds. Rudy Gobert had 21 rebounds and he had 2 blocks, right? And on top of that, he's outplaying Joel Embiid this season. You know why? Because guess what his field goal percentage is? It's 64.9. Okay? He's shooting 64.9 in comparison to Joel Embiid's 44%. So you got to give your credit to the way that Rudy Gobert has played. But you know, some of y'all so focused on points, and then on top of that, we also got to understand that he's still averaging his 2 blocks. He's still averaging his 2 blocks. His blocks haven't went anywhere. Way, way, way better defender and rim protector than Joel Embiid is, especially at this stage of the game. Okay, and I'm a Sixers fan saying that, and everybody want to talk about, you know, how the French rejection is, you know, they still focus on the whole boogeyman issue that happened in the press conference, the whole friction between him and Donovan Mitchell. They want to talk about him getting exposed and stuff like that. Or everybody felt like Ben Simmons should have won the Defensive Player of the Year and everything. Rudy Gobert, and I'll take it a step further. They even said that Rudy Gobert shouldn't have received that extension for that max. They said that he shouldn't have got that max. But I disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the ones that was questioning, okay, you know, what is this guy going to do? But he clearly, during the season, he played his ass off, but up until the playoffs, until he got exposed. So you gotta give Rudy Gobert credit. He is outplaying Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has not played good this season. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, he's had some games here and there, but you have to be consistent. The guards have been holding up Embiid. I don't want to hear any of this stuff talking about, oh yeah, well, you know, Embiid, he's been gone and all this other stuff. Okay, and this is the NBA. This is the NBA, and you're supposed to come out here every night and bring it full force, and not rely on everybody else. Look, he's been slow. You know what I'm saying? He's been slow. Uh, he's been a volume scorer. You know, that's what he's been doing. Let's just call it what it is. And he really hasn't done that much this season. He did at the beginning of the season, but ever since he came back, you know, he's been really a detriment. He's been a liability to the team, and he needs to step it up. He has to step it up 44%, that's horrible. Now, if you're going to be shooting 39% from three-pointers, yeah, that's great. But I'm gonna need you to get in the post, because it seems like, oh, you getting out on the outside and stuff like that, because Rudy Gobert and Hassan Whiteside were able to do double work on you defensively, and then on top of that, you're not even your defense has dropped ever since I think it was 16, 17. You averaged like close to 3 blocks a game when you at first came in. And then slowly it went down. Slowly it went down. You know what I'm saying? And now you went from damn near 3 blocks a game to one block a game. So listen, this is my thing about Embiid, right? And this is, hey, what's up with it, Gomes? I see you in the building. You say Embiid does not have a default game, which can get him 25 each night consistently with great efficiency. I give you that, man. I give you that. As much as I want to disagree with you, Gomes, I got to give you that. Joel Embiid, man, he made me proud last season because he took his conditioning much serious than he did in the beginning, because he had a hurt foot the first 2 seasons or whatever, and I think what sparked him to get better and get back into the gym and work out, stuff like that, was what LeVar Ball has said, and also everybody was heavily criticizing him about him just coming out there and being lazy and stuff like that. He started to be committed, but now he's starting to dwindle back down again. You know, and I'm not going to sit. If I'm gonna give guys like Ben Simmons the smoke when he was on the team, if I'm gonna give all these other guys the smoke and everything, Joel Embiid has to get the smoke too. You said Jokic has that. The team sucks. He tired. He will play different way. Exactly. Jokic right now, Jokic is a monster. Hey, his game, it might not be pretty, and it might not be all like what Americanized like you want it to be, and it's more European. But Jokic is killing right now. I know that Denver, they lost last night and everything, but Jokic, and he's had some up and down games. But right now, Joel Embiid has not played good. He hasn't played good. And he hasn't been efficient this season. You said Shaq. Well, Shaq, I don't want him to head down that road, Gomes. I don't want him to head down that road. I'm not going to put him in that category because Joel Embiid does come in at the beginning of the season, but at the same token, the similarities between him and Shaq is that, okay, damn, every time you turn around, okay, he's out again and stuff like that. Now, if we're going to sit up here and we're going to criticize AD, and I was saying Shaq told him to get in line. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, there's only so much that you can do. What's up with it, Sonny? I see you in the building. Uh, there's only so much that you could tell a person, Gomes, and the thing that we got to realize is that, okay, you're the leader of the squad, so you have to take initiative in order to get better. That's the same thing that I was saying about Luka. If we're gonna get on Luka, if we're gonna get on AD, if we're gonna get on different players in terms of their conditioning, if we're gonna get on Zion, I have to get on Joel Embiid. And Rudy Gobert, he comes into shape. You say what you want. You might not like Rudy Gobert. I know some people don't like his personality. I know some people don't like the fact that he what he's done in the past and everything like that. But you got to respect Rudy Gobert, what he brings to the table. And this is another thing. I'm gonna take it a step further. All right. Everybody's so concerned on whether or not the big man could shoot or not, which makes they'll try to sit there and judge that on whether or not that guy can play. Did you know that the center position was originally there for just two things? defense, and rebounding. To rim protect and rebounding. That's it. Okay, yeah, if you need a scorer every now and again. That's what the center position was mainly for. The power forward position was there for rebounding and interior play. The small forward and the swing man, stuff like that, they were more geared for more offense. But now the game is positionless. So positionless. I'm sorry about that. Can't talk today. So pretty much everybody's gonna judge it. Oh yeah, well that guy, yeah, he can't shoot. They'll look at a Rudy Gobert. Oh yeah, he can't play and all this other stuff. They'll look at 17 points that Rudy Gobert had and 14 points that Hassan Whiteside had. 14 and I think he had 14 and 15. Hassan Whiteside had, and they'll look at that stat. They'll be like, man, that guy can't play. No, that's a monster. Rudy Gobert had 21 rebounds and 2 to 3 blocks. He's a monster, and more importantly, he's efficient. He takes the necessary shot. Joel Embiid, like I said before, he's shooting 44%. Rudy Gobert is at 64%. You know, that's who I want as my big man. I don't care. Listen, if you're shooting 40% from the 3 point, that's great. That's phenomenal. Yeah, that's right. But it's not impactful when you got other players that can do that, and you doing all that stuff or whatever. But yet and still, you trotting up and down the floor. Personally, I still think he's still kind of hurt, but he's fighting it. That's just my personal opinion. You said Evan Mobley really reminds me of a modern day Tim Duncan. I never felt it with AD because Mobley has real intangibles. Yeah, that we that's a big statement right there comparing somebody to uh Tim Duncan, but the Cavs are they they've made a great entity. Now, Evan Mobley Evan Mobley has been consistent. I got to give him that. He's real mobile, and he's real agile. He can play both positions and stuff. And the Cavaliers, man, there used to be a team which you could sleep on. You can't sleep on the Cavaliers anymore. You can't sleep on them anymore. You said shout out to the home team. Yeah, that's great, Sonny. But you got to be able to talk about all. See, I love the Sixers, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm able to talk about different teams, man. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that, oh yeah, well, you know what, man, he ain't talking about Cleveland. He ain't talking about Houston. I like to talk about everybody. I don't know about rookie of the year though, Sonny. He's got a case though. He's got a case. I think Scotty will get it with Toronto though. You see the way the Cavs playing. He has a David Robinson and Jared Allen, a nice Tony Parker type of and Garland. Yeah, I mean the Cavs, they're not to be slept on. I agree with you, Gomes. They're not to be slept on. But yeah, shout out to Cleveland. Shout out to Cleveland. I'm not. Hey, people want see. They're so used to seeing LeBron there. That's the problem. That they don't even want to take the Cavs serious anymore. But the Cavs can play, man, and they're beating good teams. They're beating legitimate teams, and they have a young squad. See, and that's another thing that I mentioned too, right? The reason why a lot of these teams are winning that you don't expect to win is because they're young. They're feisty, they're hungry. You know what I'm saying? They want to get to that top spot. They're trying to prove something, and more importantly, these guys, or they're athletic too. I got to throw athletic in there. The vast majority of them are athletic. Like if you look at Houston, a lot of people don't pay attention to Houston. I was talking about them yesterday. They're they're athletic, more athletic than what you think, and them guys can run. Okay, but nobody pays attention to them. But the more importantly, though, Gomes and Sonny, is they don't have any egos. And when you don't like when you play with players that don't care about shooting, that don't care about just dominating the ball, that just want to be there, you know what I'm saying, to play defense, do what's necessary to help the team and everything like that, that's gonna help your team flourish. Like look at Golden State and look at Phoenix. I've said it before. They're young, athletic, and they ain't got no egos. Exactly, Sonny. Yeah, one player can never be above a franchise if they are not a part of it. Uh, People need to get it in their heads exactly, and more importantly, they're durable, and that's why I'm gonna talk about AD a little bit later. You got to have durability too. Look, I understand. I don't get on them so much. That's why I said I think Joel Embiid is still fighting some pain. He just wants to get out there just to get out there and everything. These guys, you got to understand, these guys are playing, 80 plus games. For Joel Embiid's case, he's playing like, between 60 to 70 games or whatever. He hasn't played a full stretch of games in a season. But you got to understand, okay, can you get up and do it? So I don't go that far when I'm critiquing them, but I'm just saying though, you chose to jump back into the ocean, okay, with the sharks. So you got to expect that. That's just like, if because you got to think about it. Joel, look at the total games that Joel Embiid has played over the course of his career. All right, he didn't play his first 2 seasons because of his foot. All right, then he played 31 games in 2016, 2017. 63 games in 2017, 2018. Then he played 64 games. All right, I give him credit on the 2018, 2019 season. But in 1920 he only played 51 games, and last year he only played 51 games. He hasn't been able to play a full season. Man, yeah, share the wealth so the team, as long as the team go. Y'all come in with some facts, man. I can't even agree. You know what? He was more of a leader, believe it or not. His his third and fourth season, he was more of a leader. But that's why like sometimes I I get hesitant when I compare him to Hakeem Olajuwon. Talent wise, he's there up there with Hakeem, but he's not the full stretch of Hakeem. Like offensively, you know what I'm saying? He's up there. But to say that he's fully up there with Hakeem, no, because Hakeem was a leader. A lot of people don't know that. Hakeem was he brought the best out of his teammates. When in his first couple of seasons, when he was with Houston and everything, man, he used to get on his teammates or whatever. Hakeem was also, he was well conditioned. Yeah, he was in way better. It Y'all look at Hakeem in the 94, 95 seasons and everything, when he went back to back. Y'all have to go back and look at Hakeem when he was young, like when he came out with Michael Jordan, and look how extremely freakish athletic Hakeem was. If you tried to shoot a shot, man, oh, his hand was already up there and he was fitting to squat your shit. And everybody talks about all this chase down blocks that LeBron did, stuff like that, like especially when he did that against Iggy. Hakeem was doing that on the regular. When he was known for that, chasing motherfuckers down and blocking them shits. And that's why, like, when they talk about defense and stuff like that, you know, you can't really argue with me when it comes to bigs and defense or whatever. Joel Embiid is slacked in that department. Yeah, I know. I know. He was picked. Right. Yeah, yeah, he was picked over. But you know, but guess who Jordan has in his starting five? He's got Akeem there. I got Akeem as my best center of all time. Like in my five, you know, as far as my five, I got Akeem as my as Akeem. Akeem is my center, and Dennis Rodman is my power forward. You know, it's no arguments there between either one of them. Who you think? Listen, who you think had better footwork than Jordan? It was Hakeem. You know, who you think goes to? Where do you think all the bigs go to? They either go to, you know, Kevin Garnett was working with a combination of different bigs, but they either go to Hakeem, they go to a lot of people. They won't tell you that they go to Kevin McHale, they'll go to Kareem, or they'll go to KG. You know, but that's why, like, I can't really sit up here and be a prisoner of the moment and be like, oh yeah, he's the next. He came. He got, you know, he's up there. He got attributes and everything, but Hakeem was durable. Hakeem played during Ramadan. You know, like he played during Ramadan, like Chris Jackson or Mahmoud Adu. Like he played during Ramadan and eating his cancer. I think he played during Ramadan and stuff. Wouldn't eat, wouldn't do anything. Sometimes he had to have a oxygen tank, you know, with him, you know what I'm saying, because he was playing during Ramadan and stuff, and you know he wasn't eating or consuming anything. Yeah, he, you know, and you know who another. I'll put it to you like this: while we're on Houston, Gomes and Sonny, I'm gonna put it to you like this too. Yao Ming could teach a lot of people too, because Yao Ming, a lot of people don't understand that Yao Ming at one point, had it not been for injuries, Yao Ming would have clearly been a dominant force. I know some people they tripping on, you know, his race and all that shit. I don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yao Ming could fucking play, and Yao Ming had good footwork. He worked on it when he first came here to U.S. He was lost. By that second third year, he was emerging as the best big man in the game. And a lot of people don't understand, man. He would use Shaquille O'Neal because he was bringing him outside. Yao Ming had moves. You said no SJW. Yeah, if you good, you good. No, but you know what? I gotta disagree with you on that theory though, Gomes. This is the thing. You don't have to have the best talent in the world or whatever. You could work to get better. You know what I'm saying? Chauncey Billups wasn't the most talented, freakish, athletic guy, but guess what? He was able to work on his game and get better. Yao Ming was not. I mean, he was lost. If you go look at the documentary about Yao Ming and stuff, man, Catino Mobley and Steve Francis and guys like that were clowning this guy. And then finally he was able to get used to the U.S. game. Sometimes it takes a little bit. It's just like with Lonzo Ball. You know, Lonzo Ball, he's still learning. But what separates Lonzo Ball from a lot of guys, I know people laugh and critique him and stuff like that. He's worked on his game and he's responding to the critics. Well, we got to talk. We got to look at both. Listen, Tim Duncan. Like I know you. Some people I think mentioned Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, talent wise, was not as great as KG. But what separated the two was his drive and his will, and of course a little luck because he had players, he had good players around him or whatever that were able to grow with him. San Antonio was known for being an organic type of atmosphere. They breeded their players up into that system. But that's what separated Duncan and KG, and that's why they have KG as or I'm sorry about that, Tim Duncan as the best power forward of all time in terms of because he was productive at the end of games. He was a winner at the end of games. He could be depended upon. That's why Mark Jackson called him "oh reliable" because you could rely on him. He always went to work no matter what. But in terms of just natural raw talent, being gifted, oh, it's KG hands down. More enjoyable to watch even. But okay, if you're trying to win, and like you said with production, and if you're trying to uh, take your franchise to another level, of course they're going to pick Tim Duncan. You said Magic, Jordan, LeBron, Duncan, Kareem, the greatest five ever. I mean, that's an argument, and that's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got Hakeem, I got Rodman, Bird, Matt. Sorry about that. Isaiah Thomas and Jordan on there. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I do have Isaiah over Magic. I've already talked to people about that before. But it's not taking anything away from Magic. Magic, you had never seen anything in the league like that before. So you got to give Magic credit. He was and him coming in right into a blessed situation and winning in 1980, phenomenal. Yeah, position wise, yeah, that's that's who I have. You said, "Oh man, Riverwalk." That's who I have because I rank it like when see all these guys they go by. Oh yeah, top 25, and top 75 of all time. No, I go by position. And I'm gonna construct it like a GM, like I've said before. Yeah, Sonny. And I don't never be like, man, I listen, I got guys that have role players as their starting five. Like role players, they don't have any Hall of Famers. I know one guy, he's got all the Lakers in his starting five. You know, I know guys that wouldn't dare put Jordan in their starting five or in their top five and stuff like that. Because they feel like from what they've seen, they've seen better than Jordan. That's just their opinion. But some guys take it really, really personal to the point where, you know, they're ready, they're ready to square up with you. Man, look, I have Isaiah and I don't give a fuck what nobody says. There's my reasons why I have Isaiah as my point guard. Well, if you look at okay, now let's say this. You said Magic, Jordan, LeBron, Duncan, and Kareem, right? A lot of people a lot of people uh as much as I like Kareem and everything, he was blessed to be in a situation where he played with multiple Hall of Famers on his squad. Okay. Isaiah Thomas only played, and at the time, Dennis Rodman was not a Hall of Famer. Okay, he was just a very valuable role player when he played with the Pistons, and then he emerged. But he had Hall of Fame potential. Only other one on there was Joe Dumars, but he was able to win 2 championships with guys not named James Worthy, Big Game James, with guys not named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You understand what I'm saying? With guys that's not named Michael Cooper, with guys that's not named Byron Scott, with guys that's not named McAdoo. Yeah, but it's not. I'm not taking nothing away from Magic because, like you never saw it. And see, Larry Bird was blessed in the same. And the reason why I have Larry Bird is because Larry Bird, even though he struggled with back problems, he was still successful when he started to have the back problem. Before the back problems, though, Larry Bird was a problem. And some people don't pick Larry Bird because he's white. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck. Man, I'm giving Larry that motherfucking ball at the end of the game. On that squad, I could give all of those guys the ball at the end of the game, with the exception of Rodman, and I'm not going to use him for scoring. I could give Isaiah the ball at the end of the game because he's going to make the right decision. I could give the ball to motherfucking Jordan because I know he's going to make the right decision. I could get a ball to motherfucking Hakeem Olajuwon because Hakeem was clutch too. I could get a ball to motherfucking Larry Bird because he gonna get you a bucket and he can make the right decision too, because people forget that Larry Bird was a playmaker too. But everybody just looks at buckets, 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 buckets. No, all 5 of those guys could play defense. Now, was Isaiah Thomas, was he like a lockdown defender like Dennis Rodman? No, but Isaiah Thomas could play. One thing about Isaiah Thomas, for his size, he was very good at playing the pick and roll, even at 6'6", 6'1". You know, and on top of that, Isaiah Thomas, he did more. He did more with less, and on top of that, he even though he was shorter, he was still able to make a mockery of success in the land of giants. And all of those guys could shut you down defensively wise. Jordan gonna play lockdown defense. He was defensive player of the year. Hakeem, defensive player of the year, and both of those guys were defensive player of the year and MVP in the same season, right? Larry Bird, he was a good help. He was a good help defender. He wasn't a great defender. He was a good team defender. Rodman could shut you down. He could shut down 1 through 5, antagonize you, getting you in your head, and on top of that, he could move his feet too. He didn't need to grab you and everything, like the highlights show him pushing Pippen into the crowd and stuff like that. That wasn't his whole defense, and he's going to get you 25 rebounds. So everybody always, Rodman's different. Hey, listen. Hey, Sonny. One of the things that a lot of people don't understand how great Rodman, what made Rodman great besides his rebounding, was his passing ability. And I'm not talking about no look passes and what I'm saying, behind the back passes and shit like that. Nigga, I'm talking about outlet fucking passes that you needed. I'm talking about passes on running the break. Go back and look at Rodman. Rodman was never not running the break. He was always running in transition. I got a power forward that is going to block a shot, and not only that, he's going to get up the floor, and I could depend on this motherfucker because he's freakish athletic. Rodman could score too. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't his job. What did he want to do? He wanted to do his job. Right. And can run the triangle and he was extremely intelligent. Y'all look at, oh yeah, he got colored hair. Him wearing a wedding dress to sign a book and shit like that. Nigga, that's intelligence because he's psychologically psyching your motherfucking ass out. They're like, "Oh wow, he only did that for marketing." They're like, "Oh shit, I got to read this motherfucker book cuz this like you said, Sonny, Rodman is different." Yeah, lunch pail assassin. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, you don't got Tim Duncan on there?" No, I don't have Tim Duncan on there because Rodman could shut down Tim Duncan. I mean, well, he's not gonna completely put the clamps down on because Tim Duncan's gonna get his either way. But Rodman can guard 1 through 5. Rodman shut down Shaq. Rodman gave problems Shaq consistently. Rodman would get on your nerves and get under your skin. Rodman could shut down motherfucking Karl Malone. But yes, I got him there because he could outlet the pass and he could receive an outlet pass because he would already be gone with the majority of the team. When they were running and they were ready for a fast break, guess who was up there? Rodman was up there a lot of the time. Like you need somebody that's in shape. A lot of these guys won't tell you, but they look at Rodman's game. They're not going to tell you that shit. Why? Because they think Rodman's unorthodox and all this other shit. Motherfucker, listen, I'm taking Rodman all day. All day. Nigga gonna pick your ass up 94 feet. And listen, he's gonna pick you up 94 feet. Like press worthy basketball, right? Not on top of that, he's gonna meet you at the half court. So that way, you know what I'm saying? If he needs a defender out there, guess what? He could play the passing lane too. Motherfucker can play in the interior. Motherfucker can receive a pass. Motherfucker knows how to run a, a 3-on-2 or a 3-on-1 and doesn't need to finish. He's like, okay, Jordan's already there. Pippen's already there. Uh, Joe Dumas is already there. Motherfucking Isaiah Thomas is already there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that and guys don't look at that type of stuff. But see, y'all are so. What's up? What's up with it? Matt Cooking, Smoke Sports. That boy Matt Moses. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to that boy Matt Moses. Matt Cooking Smoke Sports. Coming with that football logic heavy. He is from Cleveland, representing all day that Cleveland, Ohio. And on top of that, man, that boy does spit the logic when it comes to basketball too. Go holler at that boy Matt Moses, LDBC brother all day. What's up with it? Luda Ryder, another LDBC brother in the building, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to that boy Luda Ryder Sports. Also intelligent when it comes to the game of football. Gonna bring that logic as well as other things. And is a Chicago Bulls fan heavy. And both of y'all motherfuckers is 49er fans too, man. What the fuck y'all doing up in here? But all right, yeah. Why? Just because he from Cleveland? Come on, man. You said when I said this earlier in the season, Polo, you said I was wrong. About what? I noticed something about you, big country man. You always you want to try to call people out on their bullshit, but that's not happening here on this channel. If I was wrong, I'll admit it. I'll admit that I was wrong. But what are you saying? And don't run and hide like you usually do, because I know that's what you're gonna do. When I try to respond to your question, you never come back. You said Rudy Gobert outplaying Embiid. I said that a month ago. Well, no, at the beginning of the season, Embiid, if you go back and you go listen to my stream, I said Joel Embiid, he was playing good at the beginning of the season, but I said he's been consistent. I said Rudy Gobert right now, he's a better defender. He's a better defender, and he's outplaying Embiid right now in terms of him being more agile and being more defensive wise. But he had to make up for grounds for what he did last year because he did get exposed. But over the course of their careers, Embiid offensive wise, he's owned a combination of Rudy Gobert. Now in terms of wins, I think Steven Adams got him in the wins department, but he's owned Steven Adams down low. But Steven Adams is doing his thing, and a couple other guys like Vucevic, uh, Valanciunas, all these other guys. You know what I'm saying? But Rudy Gobert, he's been outplaying. He's been outplaying them. You know, Rudy Gobert is shooting 64%, but he's not what you say. Just focused on offensive wise because he did outscore him 19-17, but 21 rebounds and two blocks, and on top of that, Hassan Whiteside had 14 and 15 and only a couple minutes of play. I think Hassan Whiteside only played 16 minutes. Yeah, and Lou, and check this out, Lou. You said we 6 seeds if the playoff we make it. You talking about Cleveland? You talking about Cleveland, Matt? Okay, okay. To get back on what you were saying, Lou, Embiid, he's shooting 39% from three over the course of the season, right? But he's shooting 44%, which is the lowest that he's been in his entire career. He shot 51% last season. Now that's a big ass drop. That's a big ass drop. And on top of that, he hasn't been productive defensive wise. Oh, you talking about your Niners? Okay, man. I don't. Hey, they could. I thought you were talking about Cleveland, Matt, because the Cleveland's 6-2. I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers because we were just talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers and Evan Mobley. Because Evan Mobley, I think Gomes was saying Evan Mobley reminded him of Tim Duncan, but I was saying that he reminded me more. Yeah, Cleveland's in the sixth spot right now. What's up with it, Theo B? I see you in the building. Yeah, and you know what, Lou and Big Country, Lou tried to tell me, y'all. Lou was saying, Joel Embiid is lazy. You know what I'm saying? But the only reason I try to combat Lou on this when we talked about it a couple of times when we talked about the Sixers was because he came in last season. He came in a couple of pounds lighter. He was trying to work on his conditioning, and then on top of that, the previous season, you know, he was in condition, but he didn't lose any type of weight or whatever. But it still caused problems because he was still having trouble with that meniscus. And like I said, I think that he was still playing, or I think he's still playing hurt, Lou. Yeah, but see, Lou, he gonna get the criticism like AD gets. You know what I'm saying? That they just gonna give him criticism like that, and I don't think that he wants that criticism. But I'm like this: if you're gonna jump back into the ocean, at least be productive everywhere else. You sitting there taking the guards are carrying him. Lou, he shot 3 of 17 against Boston, and then he shot like four of 16. He shot horrible against Atlanta. I mean Orlando. Sorry. He more KG than Duncan. Who is? Who's more KG than Duncan? If you're talking about Joel Embiid, he's not even in the stratosphere of KG. KG played both ends of the floor, and KG was durable. And KG is way more conditioned. I know, Lou. Hey, Lou, we've been down that road before. I feel the same way that you do. Me, you, and Theo B. I think Gomes and Sonny and Matt probably feel the same way too, and as well as Big Country. I feel the same way y'all do. I like get your ass in the post. Rudy Gobert is doing everything with the old school mentality. He outplayed Embiid. Listen, y'all are looking at, oh yeah, he got to go down there and up and under fakes and all this other stuff. No, Paulo, my issue is if his meniscus was a problem, why did he never have surgery? Remember how the 76ers kept pushing the narrative it to be immediate surgery, and Embiid was golf play tennis up because with a meniscus tear, it can heal on its own. I talked about one thing I got to give credit to Lamont. I shout out to Lamont too. By the way, FYF. We talked about this. I talked to Lamont about this, and it wasn't no argument or anything like that. But what he was trying to explain was the fact that meniscus tears happen all the time, and guys play with that, and he's on point with that. I got to give him credit when he said that, and he chose the decision to go ahead and play through that. What's up with it, Annie K? We talking about sloppy ass Joel Embiid. He's played horrible this season. Okay, it ain't a good video for Joel Embiid. I'm sorry, sweetie. Annie K is my Sixers queen in here. So if y'all come at her, man, she coming guns blazing. Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. had surgery. Yeah, and it was a successful one. But see, the thing about it is when you have these surgeries, you have to recover. You have to recover. That's just the same thing with Kawhi Leonard. Everybody wants him to come back. Oh yeah, man, go ahead. Dog, are you serious? No, nigga, just sit your ass down. Okay, sit your ass down and wait for next season or whatever. Because you going out there, you still got to play yourself in shape. That's what Klay Thompson with the ACL situation. He did it the right way. Everybody trying to push Klay to hurry up and get back, all in the rotation. Why? Why do that shit? Why even play right now? Really? Like full force? You gonna fuck up the rotation and fuck up the chemistry. Like Smokey say, you gonna fuck up the rotation. Man, Gomes, come on, man. You can't be talking about the Sixers fans. Nobody's delusional. It's just that we know where we're at and we know what we got to do. The guard play is carrying us. It's just Joel Embiid is not. He's not being a leader right now. He's been very inconsistent. As I've said before, he shot 51% last season. He's shooting 44% this season. Let's just go ahead and call out the stats again, okay? And I know y'all don't like to look at that type of shit, but it does matter, okay? Numbers matter a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times. I don't want to hear no excuse he's been gone. He shot 4-16 against Orlando, okay? He shot 3 of 17 against Boston. 10 of 23 against Atlanta. To me, that's still not good. That's not Joel Embiid type of percentages. Okay? In the beginning of his career, he was shooting 40. He was at 46, 48, 48, 48, 51. Guess what he's shooting this season? 44. That's a significant drop. I'm just saying because of the Ben Simmons thing. Well, what do you mean about Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons brought everything on himself, Gomes. I can't give you that. He brought everything on himself. Ben Simmons not gonna make the situation better. We got a guy in Maxi that's actually doing pretty good. Maxi has been productive. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Maxi, am I lying, Andy K? Maxi he's really grown up. You said Sabonis and Turner 50% and carries Levert 12%. Like what do you like? Okay, what does that mean, though, Gomes? I know, but the organization and players are screwed because of it. Tyrese, a dog. Well, yeah. Listen, like I told Annie K this, and I told Lou this. I've told everybody this. I don't want Daryl Morey in Philly. He's fucking up. He's horrible. This is what I want, and this is my final point. I'm finna go ahead and mash out on y'all. Sorry, man, I gotta bounce, but listen, this is my final point. Move Doc Rivers, okay? Move him out of the coaching spot. Doc Rivers, I got respect for him and everything, but he's not on the level of Wes Unseld Jr. He's not on the level of some of these other coaches. Shit, Monty Williams, he's not on his level. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. Move him out, give Cassell the job, get Daryl Morey out of there, and put Doc Rivers in the front office. Yeah, I'm not gonna say he's trash. He's made better adjustments, but he's never been an X's and O's guy. That's not Doc Rivers style. Much like Frank Vogel is just learning how to be an offensive coach. He overhauled the offense, but we know that he's a defensive minded coach. I gotta give you credit on that. Yeah, and he's trying to learn on the fly. But Sam Cassell should be in that position right now. It should be Sam Cassell. When he was with the Clippers, who do you think they deferred to? They deferred to guys like Chauncey and got even okay, yeah, Chauncey's he's been struggling a little bit, but that's because those guys they don't. Dame doesn't want to go to the. He doesn't want to adapt to what Chauncey Billups is doing. Now these guys are starting to learn what Silas is doing. Silas, he was on the hot seat in the beginning, but now these guys are starting to pick it up over there in Houston. So, like, I think Cassell would be the best coach right now. I've said it before. Give Cassell a shot, man. Give Cassell a shot, man. If it don't work, it don't work. But I think it will work. I actually feel that Dame one more playoff game with. Yeah, no, well, what Dame wants to do is he wants to control everything. That's the way Dame has been. He wants everything in his hands. The ball needs to move. It can't, dog. The reason why all these teams are winning, Gomes, think about it. Phoenix, they're moving the ball. Now, our ball movement was beautiful in the beginning, but I don't know what we've been doing. It seemed like when we got Embiid back, he wants to sit there and the ball to stick. Golden State. I know everybody loves Curry and he's shooting the ball and everything, but the ball moves. Exactly. Flow offense. The ball moves. It don't stick to one person. I know. Look at I think I already mentioned Phoenix. Look at Chicago. The ball moves. Even I know everybody, they look at Ja Morant as just an ISO type of player and everything, but guess what? The ball still moves in Memphis. That's why the Lakers, the ball movement, ball movement, ball movement, and that's what Chauncey Billups is trying to preach over there in Portland. And Dame does not want to adapt to it. He wants to move to the two guard now. Dame is all about hero ball. That's why Gary Trent Jr. had left. Him and Gary Trent Jr. had got into it. But people don't understand that. They look at they let the talent overlook of what's really going on. Yeah, you crazy. You said the Lakers players can't. But you know what though? We know what the problem is with the Lakers, and I'm finna talk about that in just a little while. But hey, y'all like this video, share it, subscribe. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Matt Moses, Luda Ryder, Theo B, Gomes, man, always a pleasure. Big Country, Annie K Queen, uh, and everybody else, Sonny. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Like this video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications. Until then, man, it's Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I'll be back in a little while.